Hey everybody, welcome to Friday Night on the Homestead, and tonight our topic is dun, 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 what is the hardest part of homesteading for you? And before we get into it, let's drop back out here into this snow blizzard that's blowing on the homestead and freezing us out, and say hi to everybody in the side chat.
Hello.
Alrighty, so the first one in here, CR, Creative Redundancy, followed by Teresa and Lee, Springfield Ridge Farm, Brenda, Duncan, 1900 Homestead.
Wow.
What?
Oh, I'm sitting here watching the likes, and they're going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Somebody's really trying to smash that like button for you. I hope they don't break your monitor.
Let's see. Built on the Rock Homestead is here. Sheila Scott is here. Everyone's chit-chatting. Good. Glad Family Adventures is here. Kaylin Strain is here. And Dustin is here. That's Courtney's husband. Shady Hill Homestead is here. Just jumped on me. Got to try to keep up here. Everyone's talking good. CB is here. Christy Betts is here. And dang it. And if I miss somebody, the chat.
Tim.
Tim's here. Tim Fergal. All right.
Time to get that party started. Oh wait, wrong party.
All right. So I'm going to put it in here again. If anybody. Come on, there it goes. Put in the chat there. That's to come on up here on the, be up here with us on the screen. And if you want to talk about some of the things that have happened to you on the homestead that makes you make it really hard for you, we'll talk about it. And hi from Mo Homesteading. Okay. All right, so let's jump in here and bring up.
Careful, that looks pretty slippery. Be careful how you jump. I ain't doing first aid this evening.
Yeah, I'm going to jump out there in the snow. Oh, wow. Whew,
that almost backfired on you.
No, I got my desk back. You see, this tilts way back, and I can go back farther. My feet are stuck underneath my mom's old
famous last words. His desk suddenly starts toppling over.
Well, that
would be America's Funniest Home Videos for sure.
This desk weighs over 400 pounds. It's a big oak roll top desk.
Yeah.
It weighs so much.
I know trust furniture.
This thing weighs, I've moved this thing 5 times. It is a pain to move. It takes 4 people, and it comes apart into 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, and it is heavy as snot. Anyways, let's get over here, and there we go. And let's see what we have here for what could be the hardest parts. Some ideas here I have. Oh, but before we do that, hey, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. And don't forget, pound that thumbs up button and share it out, because I'm sure we have some information that somebody out there is in need of. Hey, Carol. All righty. So what's the hardest part? Oh, what's the worst thing that's happened to you that made it hard on your homestead?
Well, Built on the Rock just listed it.
Built. Okay, hang on. Let me throw that up here. Last 6 February's Texas. Oh yeah, that was bad down there in Texas and Louisiana there. Yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah, it's coming back this winter.
It keeps on rolling. Not good. All right, so let's go over here. Cursor working right. All right, so just some snapshot of what I've heard people complaining about.
How did you get a hold of their channel? Did you get permission to put videos of them working on the fence on your channel? I bet you nobody knows who I'm talking about. Well, maybe they do. Can anybody guess?
Now, I had several of people working on fences, and so if you have a homestead, you got animals, you got fences, you always have problems with fences and the animals trying to get out.
I was referring to Big Bear Homestead.
Yeah.
Also, go
They've had a
see
lot of
Liberty
problems this year.
Liberty Garden when his cows escaped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Big Bear's been having a tough time over there. Liberty Garden, there's been a couple others. I just saw someone up here in northern Idaho had a tough problem too.
Butch?
Not Butch. He's southern. He's northern. It's not Dirt Patch. Audra's southern as well. It's someone else who you don't see them around here very often on ours. I follow them, but anyways, so we got Gardener Josh in here too. Yeah. So yard work. Yard work is never ending, especially if you don't have the right equipment for it. Trying to mow an acre with this would be a problem. But
try with a sigh.
Yeah. Then again, when you have your tractors, if you don't maintain them right, they're going to break down on you, and you got to fix them. Not Idaho Chronicles. No, it was. I can't remember his name. He was a. I forget what it was, but he was featured on. Oh crap! I'm drawing a blank here too. Justin Rhodes' show stream highlighted him about a month ago, and he had all sorts of problems, and I think he almost lost his property up there. All right, so talking about equipment, you're going to be fixing equipment all the times. There are several big channels like Stony Ridge Farmer. He's always working on equipment, and things are always going wrong. There's Big Family Homestead. They're always having problems with their equipment as well. And it's one of the things you got to plan on is that you have equipment, you're going to need to work on it. There's always something fixed, a little project to do, always projects to work on. Something needs to be worked on the homestead. And then there are the weeds.
Hey, you shouldn't talk about the snowflakes like that just because they smoke it.
I would love to see some of those guys smoking this stuff.
It might straighten them out.
Now, this is a cute scene, folks. If you have a large animal that's mean as hell and you try to medicate it, they might hurt you. Like the one who stomped on Uncle Al.
Yeah.
All them bacon seeds are looking at them people going, future dinner.
All right. Keith, worst things to happen, running out of water. Yes. And we're going to be getting to that. Hey, Courtney's in the house too. All right. So the next one here. Yeah, having too much water. Gee, you think that Broussard's and some of the others down there in Louisiana and Georgia and Alabama got too much water. But then again, hey, it can turn around. You get plenty of water down there, but then it could turn around and all of a sudden it's like
Uncle Al's backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Reed's backyard down there in New Mexico. Oh yeah, here we go. Teresa says the worst thing that happened on ours was squash bugs 2 years ago. Lost and then losing the quail recently. Yeah, you had the dog getting after the quail. Let's see here. Glib family says German Shepherd would chew through 3 fences. Yeah, and of course, running out after like the hurricanes down there and the storms, and then the winter storms, Texas and Louisiana, all that area there froze, and they lost power. And then, of course, even up here over here on the West Coast with Martha old school prepper. They were up without power for 8 days.
Yep, windstorms.
No, firestorms too, and everything else. And it was just, a bunch of things there. Let's hang on. I'm going to catch up on the chat here. It's been falling behind here.
All right. 2 of y'all folks ain't smashed that like button yet. Get on it.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Moisture and heat together have been horrible in the South.
Yes. And also there's a type of respiratory problem. Prayers to Becky Stiles. It's called RBP. Is it RBP or RSBP? Or starts with an R.
All right, let's see what we got here. Moisture, I'm catching up here. All right, caught up on the chat. All right, so besides droughts, and droughts are hitting big for the western United States. But guys back east, you complain about the water, Murphy's Law could turn around on you, and all of a sudden you get no water and nothing but dry baking.
Right. Give the water to us in California.
And New Mexico, and Utah, and Idaho,
and Arizona,
and Nevada, and Arizona.
Suck's backyard right there.
Yeah.
Trees just kind of rolled over because of all the rain and
the wind. And
yep.
And look, it's Frank and Tina's house.
No, it's Anthony's house. Tomato prepared. Remember when the tree fell on his house?
2 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And Tim pointed out, we're even in Idaho here, everyone's telling me that this is the first year they're cutting the irrigation water because it's so bad.
Lab says they're getting flooded now.
Yeah.
Does anybody have an inflatable boat?
Nope.
Who's laughing at Uncle Al now?
I got access to a couple kayaks, so string them together, and I got me a portable raft.
Yeah. All right. And let's see the next one here. Getting near the end here. Oh, and you're out there and you forget about a piece of equipment you left out in the field, and the weeds grew up around it, and you're going along and you hit it with a tractor or something else. That can ruin a week.
Yeah.
Then you got to fix them both and try to get the old rusty old one working again. All right. Oh, wrong one. Wrong way. Mouse move thing. The wrong direction. There we go. And of course,
people
out on the homestead, you don't get to go on family vacations to the beach very often.
Oh, I thought you were saying no people.
No family vacations. All right, and next we have here, remind everybody, pound that like up button, that thumbs up button, the like button.
Yeah, we're at 23 with only 18, so somebody's slacking.
And just a reminder, if you didn't see the video I put out earlier this week
2 days ago
about the giveaway, go check it out. I'm giving away some cookbooks and some other fun stuff. And so
just so y'all know, I'm not entering, so y'all got a fair chance.
Yeah. All righty. Oh, and one of the books I found one of the Jeff Smith the Frugal Gourmet cookbooks, and it's in there.
Cool.
And
welcome back, our Kevin.
All right, that's it. We're at the end of it. Come on, there we go. All right, I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of that background and put a different background.
Thank you.
It's getting a little chilly.
It makes me homesick. It's making me homesick. Because most of the people in here don't understand how I can want snow, but I think y'all are just crazy.
All righty, let me go ahead and bring that down. There we go. All righty, so and back to the comments so I can see everybody's comments.
Hello.
Hi,
Albany Mountain Homestead. Hey, how's it going? So if anybody wants to come up here and talk about some of the problems they've gone through, I would love to have you come up here.
Well, the only problem I've got right now is my inability to have a garden.
Yeah.
I can't have one. I want one. I want to grow me some radishes and cucumbers and maybe a watermelon or 3 and some cantaloupe and a pumpkin or 2. And of course, pumpkins for target practice, but you know. Hey, C103.
C103, there we go. Boom. All right. Yeah. So one of the things that we got the new place there, and here I'm, complaining about it. It's got so much grass, and I've been working hard trying to keep that grass green, even though it's a pain to mow, and finally getting it figured out. But it took me a month or two there, experimenting with the water, trying to water it. And then the 1939 Ford 9N tractor is having ignitions problems. I got to get a new distributor cap and the points and rotors for it and all that other fun stuff and get that fixed. But the wind's been blowing so much up there. Every time I go over to pop it up, there's sand blowing at it. And it's like, I don't want to ruin everything by opening it up to get that stuff in it. So yeah, there are things that are just one thing after another. It seems to be just to make it harder.
Don't worry, Built on the Rock. We will not tell the cast iron police that you left one outside over winter. Shame on you. That's cast iron abuse.
Yeah, especially when the family of Wrens move in.
Oh, the Wrens took advantage of the move.
This is why Uncle Alan's retired. I'm not homesteading anymore. After 2 failures, screw it. I'm back in the suburbs at a golf course, relaxing. Don't have to worry about this stuff.
You're right.
A lot of people doesn't know that my nephew has my big garden, and I have another gentleman, a truck farmer, that grows my vegetables. So all I have to do is
Nephew has the garden. Friend has the vegetables. What about the cows? You're giving away our secrets, Al.
Yeah, because it's not my property, it's my nephew's, and he has security, and the truck farmer guy has a 10 gauge. So go ahead, go bother them, especially the truck farmer guy. I always bring back a quart of corn whiskey for him, and it's like, here you go, friend. And I always get great vegetables too.
Yeah,
also $700.
We got to figure out, if we're getting chickens, how many chickens we're going to get, what type of chickens. Are they going to be meat birds? Are they going to be just layers, or are we going to a combination of, like some Rhode Island Reds for eggs and some Cornish boilers for meat birds, or what?
I'm going to tell Shelly one thing. If you got an area with heavy predators, wood and wire is not an option. You need a secure place. Go look at Palmetto Prepare's video. How many chickens did he lose during one season? Or how many he had left?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. I only had a few left.
You only had 3 because they went through the wire, raccoons. They dug underneath the border of the wooden thing, coyotes. And then guess what came on through the top?
The open top was the hawks.
Yeah.
And owls. Yeah.
You guessed it.
But,
oh, yeah. Possums would do it too.
Pallet wood would be what I would be searching for.
I would use sheet metal, heavy duty gauge wire.
Right, but if they're on a budget, then I would be searching for pallet wood at the very least.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would double it up.
Right. Look at 3D Tripper. She made a fortress out of her, except she made one mistake. Does anybody know what kind of mistake she did?
What?
She used regular chicken wire on her window things. So it went through that. But I had sheet metal on the side. Doesn't matter. They just climb on top of it and ripped a hole. Hi, David.
So yeah,
for those with pesting problems.
Just realize something here.
Right there.
Hang on. There we go. Had to untoggle the switch there. We had wasn't showing our name, showing us. All right. So there you got. You guys are just starting with plain property and working on it. Wow.
It'll be another 2 years.
maybe if they've been removing trees for 2 years, if they've been saving them and they're going to find somebody with a portable sawmill to run those through the sawmill, they'll have all the lumber they need.
And you could sell it for a profit too.
Yeah, sell for a profit and build with steel.
Actually, in about the next 4 months, there isn't anything that's going to be cheap.
Yeah.
Whatever building materials they're searching for, sheetrock, aluminum, tin, chicken wire. We already see wood going through the roof. It doesn't matter. It's all going to go up.
Right. I didn't vote for Captain Crazy, so don't blame me. I've been warning people for how many years? I'm tired. I'm old.
Yeah.
You're just senile.
That too.
You only started 6 months ago, but you think it's been 15 years.
What year is this?
2052. What are you talking about?
Hey, country homestead preacher. Yeah, fortunately, like I got all those pallets. If you saw the one video from earlier, I got all those pallets from actually it was last fall. Got all those pallets from a guy that was shutting down his pig operation, and my daughter's setting them up to make a corral for. She wants to get some sheep. Not sure if that's going to happen, but she's going to leave for keeping the rabbits she's getting in somewhat contained. Give them plenty of room to run around so they don't try to dig out. Trapped by stupids, please help. Hang on, Al. Come on, work. There it goes.
Bitter humor. Okay, back to reality, folks.
Yeah.
Reality is a perceived perception of something that you believe is real that may not be real.
Then I live a pretty good life right now.
All right. I'm going to throw that up there. I'm throwing it up there a bunch of different ways for the anybody wants to come on up here and share their stories quicker than typing.
Rabbits are a good option.
Yeah.
But be careful with rabbits, especially in the heat. They cannot take high heat and humidity, or you find them like, gee, I guess it's rabbit stew tonight.
Yeah.
Or in the winter.
It also depends on the breed you get too.
True.
Some breeds that take the heat don't produce a lot of meat though.
Right. Now, the one who's most acceptable, because Uncle Alan raised everything, including chinchilla. I hated chinchilla, tiny little bones you have to spit out. Okay, yeah. The best one to eat is New Zealand giants, but they're real susceptible to heat because you get fur. Because a lot of people like, why are you going to skin the rabbit, Uncle Alan? Doesn't matter. It's food, it's fur. I'm going to skin it and eat it. And my nephews kept calling me rabbit killer for 2 years.
Yeah, my daughter, when she was, how old was she when we had the rabbits here? I think she was a preteen, and we had some rabbits here, and she was, I'm never going to eat rabbits. Guess what she bought this year?
Rabbits.
2 females, 1 male for breeding, for eating.
Yep. Oh, and another thing, folks, you have to understand you cannot go, let's raise rabbits in Florida or Missouri. You have 2 factors there. It's either too cold or because you have to watch His Way Homestead. Gee, these rabbits are kind of frozen, including the babies where they pull them out of the hutch and they're tapping them on the side. They're froze solid.
Yeah. There's one of the things that I am learning doing the new homestead up there is take it slow when getting animals.
Yeah.
Because everything else is not working out as easy as I thought it would. I mean, some of the stuff I've been doing out there, I've been working at it. And I thought, okay, I'll be ready for this thing. No, still not ready. Got other things to do. A bunch of little things that didn't think about keep popping up and delaying everything else.
Right. And I tell people, if you're doing larger animals, be careful because larger hogs,
Oh,
cattle will kill you.
yeah.
I had one
Hog,
almost killed me because my stupid nephew didn't secure the security gate while I was checking the bull. At the
yeah,
time, I had a
yeah.
16 gauge needle in my hand. I was trying to eject something in his, well, he didn't like it. And
Yeah.
Uncle Alan woke up 2 years later.
The rabbit, rabbit harvester. Um, yeah, when I was a little kid, so we had okay, so it was about the time trying to count. I guess it was about 9 is when my sister sold off her hogs, but the big mama sow. Oh, when once she had piglets, nobody went into that pen at all. You go in that pen, she would attack and try to drag you down and eat you. But and depending on the cattle, the cows aren't too bad. It's the bulls and steers that get a bit particular
Ornery.
about. Yeah, okay, that's a very good word for ornery. And if you haven't bobbed their horns, that ornery can be very painful.
Also lethal, folks. That's why you pull them. Can't get that word out.
Okay, yeah. All right, so they got Flemish giant rabbits. And see it here.
Remember, you have to have a cold climate if you're doing the giants. New Zealand, Polish. What was the third one you just said?
She said they have the Flemish giant
Right.
rabbits.
They
Hey,
need-
Ginger.
Hi,
Ginger's
Ginger.
here.
Yeah. They need cool weather, or if your hutchery has to have a swamp cooler and an air conditioner, because they will have respiratory problems if you live in an area like Uncle Alan. Like Death Valley is not really good for rabbits. You see the poor rabbit going,
Yeah. CB has a rabbit doing stuff. But yeah, there are a lot of I wish more people were sharing their stories. I've heard a lot of stories of people having problems, different things popping up on their homesteads, little problems here, there. Homesteads are nice, but it's not a vacation.
no, it's hard work.
Yeah,
CB had the same problem. Security alarm going off, the damn neighbor's cat.
yeah, same as you do.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I was laughing about.
And that's why Uncle Alan stopped homesteading. First one, wildfire, burned down everything. My dream home, my 6-bedroom house, my 2-car garage, my workshop, my library, all disappeared. Luckily, I had time to move out. Unfortunately, the rest of the town disappeared.
Yeah.
And then the second time, my house went down the Russian River. And a lot of people say, where's the Russian River? North of San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. Russian River floods horrendously sometimes. Right now,
Yeah.
Right now they wish it was flooding because that means there would be a lot of rain filling up the reservoirs.
Oh, yeah. But when it rains, it pours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's my house? Hitting the bridge. I'm like, I'm on public thing, so I can't really curse right now.
Yeah.
Because that's the second time. The hardest thing is you lose everything and start over again.
And if
Been there, done that.
And if you don't have the things insured, it's you can't you're starting with zip.
Or my favorite time was 2 years in Bakersfield, down by the Curran River, living in a van with a stripper.
No, we don't want to hear that story.
That's when you screw up your homestead and you're living in a van down by the river. And it's not a comedy bit. It's a real thing, folks.
Yeah. Yes. Shelley Pine Tree Hill. Yeah, it's so great when you accomplish something, the feeling you have when you actually get something done and there's an improvement. It's just great. And let's see here.
Oh yeah, there's still places where you can homestead, but it's those places I keep telling people, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, they will give you the free land, but you got to stay there for 5 years.
Yeah, and invest a certain amount of improvement to it
Right.
that they assess as being a certain dollar amount of improvement.
Oh, and those people who think that it's easier overseas, think again.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got here? Our rabbit. We've had our rabbits outside for 3 years doing fine. In the summer, we put them in the shade, and winter provide extra bedding and covering for them. Yeah, there was, I forget who it was up in, was it Minnesota?
Michigan?
Minnesota or Ohio was talking about their chickens, and they just make sure they got extra bedding in there. They don't put all the heats and stuff on there. They'll put a slight heating pad underneath the little heating tray, plastic tray underneath the water to keep it from freezing. But they get your chickens acclimatized and keep raising them from the acclimatized chickens. I guess it's something built into the genetics and stuff makes them hardier.
Yeah, Bob's here.
Yeah, Bob's here. Let me throw it. Bob is one that knows about overseas. It's I've seen some people that go, oh, we're going to go down to Costa Rica, and in 2 years they're back.
Right. A lot of my family has property in Belize, and they said this is the worst, toughest homesteading area in the world. They have a successful banana farm with dole, but they have to fight with everybody. Gorillas, criminals, gangsters, jaguars. What else do they have to fight? Wild hogs, panthers, certain indigenous tribe people from another country that won't say, that comes over and steal the bananas.
Mm-hmm.
It's constant warfare, and plus you have to pay for security. It isn't cheap, folks.
Yeah. Shelly, Pine Tree Hill, I'm having a brain fart here. What state are you in?
I think they're in Missouri, aren't they?
I'm thinking so too, but I'm not sure. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Sonoma State. Yeah, up there. That's in Sonoma State's in California. It's up in the
north part of San Francisco.
North of it, North Bay up Sonoma County. But I'm trying. Is that in Santa Rosa?
I can't
remember. No, I'm trying to remember where Sonoma State is at. But yeah, the Russian River up there, it gets that, and some other ones. Louisiana. Oh, they're down there with Broussards. Ooh.
Oh my God. I have to tell people, this winter, you better stock up and you better get your generators and your heaters and get ready for the worlds right now because it's summer. I'm tracking 5 cyclones coming out of the Gulf. One's from the Gulf, 2's out from the Atlantic and Southern Atlantic, and 3 are from Africa. And I can't tell if it's going to go hurricane strength or not because I'm still doing the math.
Okay, what are we doing here? Okay. All right, so I guess in Florida you still have taxes, but they're reduced.
Yeah.
Yeah, here in Idaho, I forget what it's called, but if you're living on it, it basically cuts your property tax in half. As whether like if you own property and you're renting it out, you got to pay the full tax rate. But if it's your home, they cut it in half.
Yeah, they do have rabbit misters too to help out with the rabbits, Albany.
Oh, Bob puts out a good point about overseas homesteads. Corrupt government officials and corrupt police.
Oh, worst one is Pakistan.
Yeah. All right. Getting some information here. So come on, work. Rabbits and shade for cold water, by the peak of the heat.
You could do like His Way Homestead put out rabbit misters, and I used to do that too, and they work well.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing. This was something I kind of alluded to on the slideshow. Losing, and I know Teresa has talked about it too, with the quail, was losing livestock to animals, predators, or the neighbor's dog, or whatever. But yeah, there's and it's just regular sickness and diseases and other things that can take take the animals down.
Right.
My daughter, she went and she bought 3 turkeys and 9 chicks. I think she got the boilers this time. She lost 1 of the turkeys and 2 of the chicks within several days. Not to a wild animal called Aiden, number 2 grandson. Oh, I'm going to play with it. Yeah, crush. Yeah,
Lucky didn't eat it.
Well, he broke
Spit it out. Spit out.
He broke the turkey's neck and crushed 2 of the chicks before they stopped him. And then when they got the rabbits, he kept on opening up the rabbit cage so they put a padlock on it. And he go, oh, rabbit, hug, squeeze. And the rabbit just clawed the crud out of him, let go of me.
Yeah, but I have another problem. A lot of you homesteaders don't. Excuse me.
At least 6 times he did that, and he kept getting scratched over a period of weeks. And he still goes back trying to get to the rabbits, even though the rabbits bite him and scratch him. He just doesn't learn.
Right. But anyway, folks, I have a special problem. Where Uncle Alan lives between Fresno and Bakersfield, guess what? There's 2 big things for rescuing circus animals and exotic pets. Because that's why Uncle Alan, before he went bonkers in the head, used to have a 375 Hollander and Hollander, 3 shots. Best damn elephant gun I ever bought.
Okay, hang on. I'm trying to get some stuff here from the chat. So, yeah, frozen water bottles in the summertime. Yeah, cool off the rabbits. If it's too cold for them, they'll just move a little bit away from the water bottle. If it's so don't worry about it being too cold. Oh,
hey, Mama Jay.
Oh, the thing about Roanoke Park, that's where the Sonoma State University, Sonoma State is at, yeah. Aiden Ears in the house. Mama J, hey. So Texas just reduced their property taxes if it's a home.
Well, Texas passed the best law in the world, but that's something different.
But like I said, folks, make sure what's around your area. If you are homesteading, you don't want to surprise, escaped prisoners. Oh, escaped tiger. Oh, escaped panther. Oh, escaped mental patients.
Oh, snowflake.
No, I can handle snowflake. I just don't want another panther on the property.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to protect your sheep, get 4 mules or 4 donkeys. They'll kill everything. Protect the sheep too.
Which one? What is it? Alpacas are pretty tough when it comes to predators.
They kick and stomp. They also have tendency to spit.
Yeah, if you tick them off. Unlike llamas, which will spit at you just because you walked by.
Yeah. Ostriches don't have the problem. Also, I tell people, if you're dealing in ostriches, you have to be really careful. They kill lions and they'll kill you. That's why everybody's doing emu. And I hate those damn birds because people say, emus are so cute. They lay purple eggs. They eat a lot. Some idiot did a emu ranch nearby and they said, we're going bankrupt. This was in 80s and 90s. So they let go 1,000 emus. Do you know what 1,000 emus do to cropland?
Yeah, they're not native, so they destroy it.
They eat everything, and then they come to your house, and what's that emu doing what those 40 emus doing on the car? You think pigeons are bad? Think of emus on your car pooing. It won't work. All it does is why is Dave being chased by 40 emus? He's out with a parrot rifle.
Okay, let's see. Some of the things you mentioned. Duncan 1900 said they had a escaped convict this past week.
Yeah.
Stupid ducks squashed their own babies.
Yep.
And for those that don't know what's going on, Gray Man Prepping is my other channel, and I got that channel up. That's why I'm making comments on that one. So that's why all my preparedness videos are going over to Gray Man Prepping. There is.
I'm too lazy to make another channel.
I'm just trying to keep the two. Since I started moving all my prepping stuff over there, this channel started, getting more views and more stuff. So they sort of started pushing it out.
Carol, I don't recommend that you have kids, and if they're not fully aware, they might hurt your kids. That's why I told the vineyard chicks, you have to be careful. Once they reach a certain stage, if they don't like you, they'll kick you. And if you want to get kicked by an emu, that's going to hurt.
Think of getting kicked by a small horse.
Yeah.
All right.
When you get kicked, you pick yourself up off the ground 5 feet from where you were standing a moment ago.
Right. Ostriches will disembowel you.
Now, someone made a couple comments earlier about goats. Several of the channels I'm following, Audra, Homesteading Idaho, and I'm trying to remember who else it was that has the goats. And we're talking about rut season, and you get them billies that wind up peeing on themselves and trying to rub up against you, and they stink to high heaven. That stuff just doesn't wash out easy.
Nope. Or when they're sheep rams and goats do this. When you're not paying attention and one hits you in the groin area with their horns, trust me, you want to kill them with a 375 Hollander. No matter how cute and what's the name, Daisy, and your niece says, "Don't kill him, Uncle Alan."
It will come to very swift and silent death.
Yeah. And people are used to the pygmy goats. No, I had a full-size newbie. I was like,
The only kind of goat I would recommend, which are very easy to deal with, are pygmy goats.
Yeah. Well, actually, I've been studying it for like 2.5 years now. The ones I was thinking about getting were the Kiko goats, which are meat goats, which are from Australia, or the Spanish goats, which are basically similar. Those two breeds are the most hardy and resistant to parasites.
right. And also, you can pull small wagons with them.
Yeah, but they're not.
I got
dairy
Charles
goats.
for that.
They're meat goats. But it's one of the things my wife and I are talking about, changing our minds about, thinking about this, do a little research. No, changing our mind. And that's the thing a lot of people fail to do when they go to start a homestead is research. Talk it out. Find out the bad stuff about those animals. Not just, goats are cute and cuddly. They eat all the weeds down. Well, yeah, they also tear up stuff. They eat anything besides weeds. They'll chew on, if you have wooden slats there, they'll chew on the wooden slats. They'll kick and butt heads against the metal buildings and stuff, and dent the crud out of them and split the metal.
Or dent your car or truck.
Yeah. I just jumped again. Goats climb fences and trees. Oh, yeah. They love to have rocks to climb on. And Audra has her corral set up with the climbing stuff in the middle so that goats can climb up on it and jump around and not get over the fence.
Carol, Hard
Give them a
times
place
make
to do it.
tough
They won't
man.
search other places.
And besides, none of you had breakfast cereal and donkey milk.
Yeah.
No, I just had a bowl of sketty. Thanks.
Because Uncle Ham's tough. Because you can milk a donkey.
Yeah. Oh, another thing we found out about goats is you got to have a decent number of them because they are very social animals. They are a
They're
herd
a pack
animal.
Yep.
And if you don't have a bunch of, say if you have like 1 or 2 or 3, they're going to want to be trying to get out to go find some other goats to be with because they want to be around several other goats.
Right. Minimum you want 10.
Yeah.
Roots and
Okay.
Refuge had a pretty good series on their goats.
Yeah. The one thing interesting that we've noticed here in California, there are some companies that have sheep that try to graze along the freeways and stuff to keep the weeds down, but the most successful ones are the goats. And when they have goats out there, it's like 60 goats. And those goats all just stay together because, hey, we're a herd, we know everybody, we're
Safety
all
in
friendly.
numbers.
Yeah, and
Right.
they just move across.
Right. But
Ooh, all the weeds are gone.
Gil, remember what happened to Highway 5 when the fence went down? Gil remembers that.
It's
I
not,
remember.
it wasn't just Highway 5. It happened up on 80, up
Yep.
above Fairfield, and it happened on
99.
over on 99, and there was another one in the Bay Area. 242 when
Right.
When the fence went down. The goats. Oh, no fence here. We're going out onto the freeway. Thump, thump,
Five
thump,
lane.
thump,
5-lane freeway, 60 goats versus high speed traffic. Do you want to see the horror? And Dave's a trucker, and you're like driving your truck. All of a sudden, you see a herd
Goats
of
are speed bumps. Goats are speed bumps. If it's below the bumper, you run it over.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, except for the car behind you, like, what the hell?
Hey, if they get blood and guts splattered down their windshield, that they shouldn't have been following that damn close in the first place.
Yeah. Oh.
But like I said, it's a lot of responsibility, folks, when you deal with a homestead. You have to be very careful. And we're not talking about the simple stuff.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Bill. I mean, I've heard about that. Different people talking about that when their goats are in rut season and they've been working with the goats in the morning. Oh, we need to go to the grocery store. Everybody clears the aisles as they come through.
But like I said, folks, if you're going to do a homestead, make sure you have insurance, understand what you're doing with the livestock, and for God's sakes, have a little bit of savings stockpile. Because I've been watching Homestead Rescue, and it's like, God, those people are idiots. You know, like, it's magic land. We're dancing with unicorns. Everything's perfect. And the windmill will be fine until the windmill falls over and crushes half your house.
Yeah.
Albany, 69, 10, 15, 27, 127. Should I go further?
Nate knows what he's talking about.
Oh,
And like I said, go ahead, Gil.
Just kind of reminded me of something. Daniel Arms was talking about some of the problems they had down there with the wild animals being pigs, tearing up their place and having, trying to get rid of the pigs. And I guess down in Florida, non-native invasive,
Horse.
iguanas. I'm glad you can read my sign language.
Right. On those
It looked like a little teeny mouth with vicious, sharp teeth trying to chew at something. I figured it was an iguana.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can make wonderful tacos and chili out of them.
No thanks.
No.
You haven't tried making
I know you can.
Yeah.
And I've seen people eat it and they say it tastes great. I'm not down there. I don't have to hunt it. I don't have to clean it. I'm not going to eat it. Now, if I lived in Florida, it'd be a different story. I'd be down there actively hunting them.
You could get a license for a pew and be Dave.
Don't need a license for that.
Iguana hunter, and the state will pay for it.
Yeah.
Don't need a license for that. I just have to have the insurance.
Yeah. One of the things that that you just reminded me of when you said the state would pay for it. Was, hey, Tennessee Tactical One, woohoo! Hey guys, there's a channel that needs our support. Tennessee Tactical One, great guy, has great information. If you want information on freedom seeds, the prices, what's going on, he weekly puts out videos about that. He's got some great stuff. Tennessee Tactical One, no nonsense guy.
I have a little heads up for everybody. There's a certain batch of Winchester 9mm. Please be careful and check on. I forget who was put it out. It was one of the safety groups. Gun.
There's a recall on them.
Yeah. Because boom, boom, yeah, pew, pew.
Yeah, too much powder in it or something.
Yeah.
You know.
They're loaded really hot. So if you don't have a weapon that's rated at +P+, don't fire them.
Yeah.
Because that means the barrel's not thick enough to handle the back pressure.
Yeah. When I was in high school in Fredonia, Arizona, which is basically you take the state of Arizona where the Grand Canyon cuts across the northwest corner. That section up there is called the Arizona Strip, and Fredonia is the largest city up there, town. And one of the ranchers hired me and a couple of the high schoolers to go out and hunt coyotes because the coyotes population had gotten so big, it was going after the cattle, you know, the newborn cattle and stuff, and the bulls and stuff couldn't, protect the herd. And so he hired us to go out there. We went out like 3 different weekends, and it was $25 a pelt the state was paying, and he was paying us another $10 a pelt. So back in 1974, for a teenager, $35 a pelt was good money.
Right. Folks, if you go to Texas, they do have a bounty on hogs, but they don't guarantee if you survive from the hogs. We're not talking about the stuff you see the pig hunters one. We're talking about the real big, nasty ones that hit Ford. I forgot which army base it hit.
Yeah.
They're all over down south. The hog problem down south is bad. It doesn't matter whether you're in Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Florida, Georgia, wherever down there. Hogs are bad. Yeah. And we're not talking your garden variety pig size. We're talking hogs that are 5, 6. I've seen one at 712 pounds that was dressed down to like 510 or something like that. It dressed out very big.
Small cows.
I wouldn't have ate it because it was kind of old and nasty, but
yeah.
Also, their breed, some idiot, God, I don't know why, bred it with a Russian boar, one of the meanest animals on earth. It improved the meat.
Yeah. All right. I haven't. I'm pretty well stocked up. I haven't been out to purchase anything lately, although I was thinking about going out and getting some 12 gauge triple aught, double aught, and slugs.
I'd like to buy a bulk of this.
Hang on. There you go.
Yeah. These aren't cheap.
Yeah.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah, these are not cheap in any way, shape, or form.
And what you see on behind him there is air powered, pre-charged pneumatic.
Yeah. One of these is the same as this. That tell you the difference?
Yeah. Good quality and low quality.
No. This is from the same manufacturer. This is just a different type. This is from H&N also. Yeah. And the Barracudas are a good round. They hit like a tank, but they don't have the same stopping power, in my personal opinion, that the Hornets do, plus the penetrator tip.
Yeah, Dave, you just reminded me of something else that happened here in California today. If any of you have seen my wife's garden tour videos from last year, we got the 2 apple trees out back, the Fuji and the Granny Smith, and we have the orange tree, and the apricot tree went bat poop crazy this year. My wife went out there and brought in the lid from a paper box, with it reams of paper full of apricots. A couple hours later, went out, brought in another one. These are the ones that are falling on the ground that she's picking up off the ground. that the birds and stuff are knocking out of the tree. And then she goes out there, and this big old squirrel's taking off, and she sees all this the remains of fresh eaten apricots. And then about an hour later, I went out there, and there was one coming across from the fence over towards the apricot tree, saw me and up the apple tree. Unfortunately, the air pistol missed. But yeah, so small critters can be a problem on the homestead too.
Oh yeah,
which is why I recommend people invest in light-powered air power.
Yeah,
because that one right there can be built up with a hand pump from 0 to 200 bar, which is around 35 or 3,200 psi, 3,290 if I remember correctly. It only takes 102 pumps.
like I said, folks.
I'm going to give you a warning though. The last 10 pumps, it's going to take muscles.
Yeah.
But
Go check out Dave's video on this, the pew down there.
He's been putting out several ones showing testing on it too.
Yep.
The
straight field. I will try and remember to send you a link to one that I recommend, which is that one. Or there's another one, depending on if you want to be able to, because I don't know which one of you was watching. So the shorter stature of the two of you,
yes,
would probably be better off with this because it's a lot easier to hold. Lee, on the other hand, may actually prefer a full rifle size. And there is one that's on sale right now for $350 that comes with a full-size rifle size and a pump that's in 25 cal that will do all the pesting needs you need. And if you're careful with your shot, you can take down other food stuff.
Right. Yeah. Gil, we're at the top of the hour.
Yeah. All righty. Yeah, I was just noticing that. What is it here? Okay. So Tuesday, do you have a topic yet, Dave?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. So for Gray Man Prepping, Tactical Tuesday on Gray Man Prepping, my other channel is going to be water filters, portable and non-portable. We're going to be discussing weight versus cost versus life expectancy and actually quality. Yeah, quality. Just as an example, we had that was a year and a half ago. Several channels got those foreign versions of the Life Straw and could not even suck air through them.
Right, so, because they had a little plastic plug in them.
Well, not only that, after they took the plug out, the thing was just the ceramic filter of it was not a filter. It was almost like a ceramic rock. It just didn't pull through. It was badly made. But we'll talk about different ones and stuff like that, and how to make your own as well.
Right, Teresa, but folks, I'm going to drop a link in chat for you.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Gray 107. And so next Friday night in the Homestead, we're going to talk about irrigation during a drought. So, fortunately or unfortunately, however you go on to look at it, some of you out there over in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast are getting plenty of water right now. But other areas,
send it over here.
Yeah, New Mexico, Arizona, California, and stuff. We get, some of the stuff that we're having to do out here to irrigate our gardens during a drought. And it could also may come in handy for you guys later on when you need to conserve a little bit of water without going totally ultra conservative on it. So that's what's going to be talked about here on Friday night in the Homestead next week. And I think that pretty much covers what we're going to do here. So with
if you have any questions, Teresa, get a hold of me.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave has some good information. And actually, I'm trying to get my wife to sit down with me and look at some so she can pick one out.
I think your wife would actually like the bullpup style.
Yeah, but she's a lefty, so I got to figure out. It's I know some.
That's the nice thing about air rifles; they're pretty much ambidextrous.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about shell casings coming out flying up your nose. It's you.
Yeah. Okay, I see Shelley Pine Tree said they usually don't get water in your summer. This is unusually odd. Yeah, yes, it's unusual odd up here too, with the lack of water up here in Idaho. So, anyways, we're going to wrap it up here, folks, and thank everybody for coming in, saying hi. And I would just like to remind everybody: stay happy, stay safe, stay prepared, grow something this year if you can, even if it's in a small little pot or something like that size to grow it in. Try growing something, experiment. What can you lose? You lose a seed. But all right, everyone, take care. We'll see you around.
Night.